Vinyl Scratch pleasantly trotted through the center of Ponyville, as always, wearing her sunglasses and headphones. It was her and Octavia's anniversary today, so she decided to go out and buy Octavia something nice. She carried 2 bags with her magic, one with a new bow and the other with a bottle of wine. At the nearby restaurant, Dr. Hooves and Derpy sat and talked. Derpy leaped out of her seat and grabbed the doctor's face, pushing their noses together. Vinyl couldn't help but chuckle. Then she passed Lyra and Bonbon, sitting on a park bench. Lyra was laying her head in Bonbon's lap, crying, as her friend stroked her mane. Vinyl couldn't hear what Bonbon was saying, but it seemed to help Lyra. The green unicorn sat up sniffing, wiping the tears from her eyes and enveloping Bonbon in a hug. Vinyl had to wonder what she'd said to change Lyra's mood so quickly. Funny how big an effect words can have on ponies. Then she passed the Keymark Crusaders. The 3 foals stood next to a broken wagon, its peculiar contents spilled across the street. She had to wonder why they needed 3 cans of baked beans, a blow dryer, 6 9-volt batteries, and a roll of chicken wire. Applebloom and Scootaloo shouted at each other, bickering and squabbling as Sweetie Belle tried to fix the broken vehicle. Vinyl couldn't help but shake her head at the waste of breath. She was half tempted to stop, but realized it had been pointless. Words really are a peculiar thing. Suddenly, she slammed into a wall of meat. Dropping her bags, her headphones fell to her neck and her glasses landed on the ground.
"Hey! Watch where you're going!"
Vinyl looked up to see a pair of yellow eyes and menacing horns bearing down on her. She quickly made a few motions with her hooves, cringing as she slowly backed up.
"What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Well, Iron Will demands an apology, and he demands it now!"
Iron Will shouted, his tone becoming increasingly aggressive. Vinyl covered her ears as her heart began to quicken. She made more signs with her hooves.
"Oh, Iron Will sees how it is. You don't think Iron Will is worth talking to? Well, I'll show— Ow!
A tin can hit Iron Will over the head. He turned towards the direction of the projectile, only to be struck by a hairdryer.
"Ouch! Hey! What gives?"
he shouted, shielding his face with his hands.
"Stay away from Vinyl, you vermin!"
Applebloom yelled.
"Yeah!"
Sweetie Belle agreed.
"Get away from her, you monster!"
Scootaloo shouted, throwing one of the 9-volt batteries at Iron Will. The barrage forced Iron Will into retreat, leaving Vinyl alone in the street. The CMC ran towards her, but she ran away before they could talk to her.
"Vinyl, wait!"
Scootaloo called, though her words fell on deaf ears. Vinyl ran, and she didn't stop running. She ran and ran. It was all she could think to do. Finally, she reached her home. Bursting through the door, she ran to her side of the bed, collapsing by it as she panted. She looked at one of her drawers as tears welled up. Slowly, she opened the drawer, revealing 3 items. The first was a small shard of green glass in a small container. She never could figure out why the doctors decided to frame it. They told her she was lucky to survive. She reached her hoof to her neck, feeling the scar. She only wished she could have said thank you. The second item was an old photograph. It showed her at one of her old concerts, before she became a DJ. She sang into the microphone as the crowd applauded, colorful lights and smoke surrounding the stage. Octavia had taken the picture the day they met. Vinyl's music had always been her guilty pleasure. She held the photo in one hoof, then withdrew the last item. A newspaper clipping. Its headline read, "Pop star's career cut tragically short by a carriage accident." Her driver had apologized about 1,000 times, though she didn't blame him. There was no way he could have avoided the street lamp that fell on them. Still, she couldn't help but feel angry. Her life was ruined, and there was no reason for it. No pony to blame, no natural force, not even a monster. In a fit of rage, she threw the picture to the other side of the room, shattering its frame, before crumpling up the newspaper and throwing it to the ground. She collapsed in a heap next to her bed, sobbing uncontrollably. A pair of hooves trotted through the door. Vinyl, why did you leave the door open? Vinyl? Octavia rounded the corner, finding the DJ lying in a ball. Vinyl pushed her back, crying fiercely. Vinyl then quickly leapt to her hooves, pushing past Octavia as she ran outside into the woods. Behind her, she could hear Octavia chasing her, but she didn't care. She just kept running, galloping as fast as she could. She had to get away. She wasn't sure what she was running away from, but she just had to get away. Finally, after what felt like hours, she ran out of breath. She surrendered, giving in to whatever she had tried so desperately to escape from. She collapsed in a patch of grass, sobbing. Octavia caught up with her, laying down next to her in the grass. She wrapped her hooves around her, pulling her twitching body closer to her. Vinyl latched onto her male friend, bawling into her chest. There was no escape. Shh. It's all right, Vinyl. No matter what any pony else says, I still can hear you, she said, stroking her mane. Vinyl shot forward, kissing Octavia on the lips, as her tears rolled down onto her grey coat. Octavia pulled Vinyl closer, soothing her. Words really are a powerful thing. Maybe we shouldn't take them for granted.